What's up, guys? So got the Cobra here. Battery light was flickering this morning, and checking the voltage here on the battery. And as you can see, we're a little bit lower. Let me just give it some revs here. Get it to go back to the 14, but it jumps around a lot. It's jumping anywhere from 14.3 down to, you can see it spikes down to 13, 13.9. I had a spike up to like 16, so I'm not sure if the alternator's dying or not. Kind of unsure. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take the grounds off, clean all the grounds, and then I'm also gonna check the plug on the alternator, just to make sure that's all good. So what I like to do is, the Daytona jack can't quite make it to the subframe connector, just because the car is a little bit too low. So what I like to do is I literally just put a block behind the front tire and then just drive onto that little piece of wood, and then that gives me just enough where I can actually reach the subframe connectors, and then you can just drop it back down onto that block and then just drive over it, and you're good to go. That's what I like. So I crawled underneath the car and noticed that the alternator is actually like wet. So it looked like power steering fluid. I felt it and kind of smelt it. Power steering fluid's got a very distinct smell to it. So I'm just gonna take the reservoir off because it seems like it might be dripping from the reservoir. So I'm gonna take this guy off and drop a screw quick right there. It's all right, it landed right on the alternator, so I'll be able to grab that. These are my Tecton tools that Tecton sent out to me for free. These have been awesome. I've been using them for many months now, and they're awesome. My favorite part, it's got to be this guy here. So as you saw, when it's getting too loose to spin, you hold this, and it's got nice grip on it so you don't slip around, which is cool. But yeah, sure enough, the hose is making its way down the, I think we're just leaking out of the bottom here. So there's a little plastic nozzle that sticks out of it. Then the hose is here, and the clamp is in between the hose and the thing. So we're leaking power steering all over the alternator, and she doesn't like that. All right, so we're under the car now, as you can see. So basically, what was happening was, the bottom of the reservoir for the power steering, I believe, was leaking down onto the alternator. So I just sprayed the alternator with some electric cleaner and did some brake cleaner, all this other kind of stuff. But hopefully it was just maybe shortening out a little bit, having that kind of power steering fluid inside of it. And I don't know how long it's been, but I'm low on power steering. So basically, like I was saying, there's a little nozzle like about that big, that's plastic thing that sticks out of the bottom of the reservoir. Then the hose goes up on it. Well, the hose was almost off completely, so I probably would have lost power steering too. But yeah, so here's the everything else. So alternator, I cleaned that off, cleaned all this off, but there was oil, there was like power steering fluid all over this stuff. So hopefully that fixed it. It is time to take a pizza break. Ooh. That was good homemade pizza. Now I'm just taking the grounds off and just hitting them with some sandpaper. Make sure nothing's corroded. Those are nice and tight. Alrighty, so I think I'm just gonna lower the car down, add some power steering fluid, and I sprayed that brake cleaner or electrical cleaner on the alternator. I also use compressed air to blow any of the moisture out, so that should be good. But I'm gonna lower her down, fill up with power steering, start her up, and then measure the voltage and see if that did anything or if the alternator's dead because power steering leaked onto it. So guess we'll find out. Well, got my keys. I don't know where I put them. Over there. No way. I don't know if you guys can see that. 14.4, 14.5, 14.5, 14.47. This is exactly where we need to be. Wow. Well, if you get power steering on your alternator, get some electrical cleaner, brake clean it off, or the grounds help. I don't know. One or the other. Rev it up a little bit, see if you get the same number. .4. So it still seems like it dips a hair down into the 13s. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world, but you guys saw before, it was jumping all over the place. Now we're at 14.4, 14.5, 14.3, and we're just kind of bobbing there. So I don't think I need a new alternator, which is good. We'll find out, I guess. I'll just keep an eye on it, but that seems to have totally made a difference. Either me redoing the grounds here, kind of scraping them up, but my guess would be the alternator having power steering in there probably did not like that. So hopefully that was it. I'll keep you guys updated, obviously. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please give the video a thumbs up. Definitely consider subscribing. That helps me out a bunch, guys. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Like the battery light's not on anymore, it's not flickering anymore, so hopefully that did it. guess I'll just keep driving the car for the next couple of days and see if the battery light goes away or if it comes back on. I guess we'll see. If it comes back on, it probably needs a new alternator, but other than that, I think we got it. I think we got it figured out. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Definitely consider subscribing. That helps me out a bunch. And we'll see you guys in the next video. So came back from that drive, thought everything was great. Then I started to notice that there was still power steering fluid on the bottom of the reservoir here, and then also leaking on the belt. And I was like, I just didn't know. I had this all clamped and perfect. And so I'm actually was editing the video, and then I came back down here and I just wanted to figure this out. Turns out, so I took this all apart. I drained all the power steering fluid into there. You can see the power steering line here, and then the little guy here. Okay, so originally, before I got my idler pulleys, this idler pulley shattered, and when that broke, it smacked the bottom of my reservoir, and I just never noticed it leaking because it really wasn't leaking. And apparently now, maybe just with the heat of the engine running, everything, it cracked it some more, and now it just had a slow leak out of there. So I just got to get a new power steering reservoir. So that's good to know. So that's pretty interesting. Go from thinking my alternator's bad to figuring out that it's actually just the power steering. So hopefully, I think it probably leaked all over the alternator again. So I'm going to spray that down again, and then I'm going to order a new power steering reservoir, and then we should be back up and running again. So cool. Anyway, guys, thought I would share that little tidbit with you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and talk to you guys in the next video.